Let's try that again with some oxygen. Okay, so hey guys, welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great week. We're going to do a little housekeeping here first, and I want to let everybody know that everything from the mentorship program goes to support wounded warriors and the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So we thank you for helping us help them. Thank you, veterans and first responders, very much for all you do and all you continue to do for this country. You know as well as I do that without you, we wouldn't be who we are today. Okay, so let's break up some. Today we've got we're coming up on the end of the first quarter, and things are heating up. Numbers are coming in, and people are jumping around and skipping. Now, if you haven't kept up with the news, what I want to do here is I want to show you guys something. U.S. Express is gone. Can you believe that? They just couldn't make it in this environment. So right now, Knight and Swift are, well, Swift and Knight are the same company, but they're buying out or about to buy out U.S. Express. That just broke the news. A little bit of sad news from my side of the world is that a North Carolina trucking company is gone. Freightworks Transportation, they're out of Rutherfordton, North Carolina. They got about 140 drivers, 200 employees. They can't do it. The customers demanded less freight than less freight rates, and they couldn't make it happen. Now, this goes to show you guys just on this one little piece where making sure your numbers are right before you get in this business, guys, it is so important because you are either, I don't know how to say it. You get into it right or you fail. And this company was into it for 11 years, but they got a little bit out over their, they relied but they've relied totally on the just a few customers, and when those customers dropped, they were gone. So, getting your numbers right, getting in this thing right is crucial. You hear me preach it, guy. I feel like a preacher sometimes, Mila, because I continually preach the same sermon. All right, so next up, crunch time for trucking. First quarter nears. Now, I want to show you guys something on this graph. This comes from Freight Waves. Freight Waves. If you don't watch it, go to their website. They are beautiful. It's a beautiful trucking news organization. All right. So basically, in the same time between 21 and 22, the same time, but in 21 to 22, freight was running $2.52 a mile, and that is for dry vans. Okay, that's a full-size 53-foot dry van is what they're talking about. So they were running $2.52 a mile, where now they're at $1.67 a mile. That's a 34% decrease year over year. That's huge. And again, you have to set up yourself, even as a hotshot. You're in business. You got to set yourself up to be able to weather these situations. We weathered through COVID and all that mess. I couldn't have done it if I'd been over leveraged. Couldn't have done it. I'd have failed. All right. So next thing up, volume returning to the truck market, but the carriers aren't feeling it yet. Again, this is Freight Waves. Now, outbound tender rejection index. Okay. Now what that is they are saying that 3.76 is a sign that these truckload carriers are taking whatever hits the market just to keep their equipment running. That's it. They're just taking crap freight. That's it. They're trying to keep their equipment running. More than likely, they're way over leveraged and they're having to just eat the crumbs because they need to make a little bit of money. Now, right here, it says until that rate gets above 8% from where it's at now, 3.6%, guys, it's going to be a rough market for these big boys. It's going to be tough. So the truckload spot rates net of fuel dropped from 2.02 cents a mile to $1.82 per mile on January 25th. Well, this is, it's not the lowest it's ever been, but it is not good. So we have to realize that the market is struggling. And this is what we've been talking about since last fall when I was talking to people about, hey, this might not be the best time to ease in here. Okay, so on good note, the FMCSA says it's proposing a 9% cut in trucker registration fees. Well, that ought to produce you an extra $10. So, you got to take it where you can get it, I guess. So that is the news of the day. Hate it, man. Hate it. But now on some other news. I am now working on a Hotshot program, basically a class is what I'm working on, from concept to completion, getting you on the road. I don't know how that'll work out, but we're working on it. So that's where that's at. Couple things to remember is that we have the DOT Blitz, May 16th through the 18th. Guys, this is 72 hours of, if you're on the road, you're going to get pulled over. That's all it means. So it's coming up. You got about a half a month. And they're going to be looking at everything, absolutely everything, but they're going to be focusing on brakes and load securement apparatus. So make sure that your stuff is squared away. What else we got? I don't know. I think that's about it for now. Next week, just so you know, I'll be streaming live on multiple occasions from the truck show up in Louisville, Kentucky. So stand by for that. If you see me go live, it might be something cool to watch. All right. So what do you think, guys? You want to open this up to some questions? Do we have any? What do we got? Let's shut this down. I kind of like, how'd you guys feel about the Zoom call the other day? I thought that was pretty good. It was very interactive. I enjoyed it. And definitely will do that again for the Patreon members. I got a whole bunch of good evenings. Well, hello. So do we have questions? No? Okay. Well, if we do, please bring them up. But in the meantime, brought something to, now mind you, I haven't slept well in about 3 days because I got this piece of mail here. Now mind, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I understand you make money, stuff goes up, blah, blah, blah. But they sent me a note starting 4/18 that my insurance is now officially $16,760.67 per month. Ouch. I was like, God almighty. That'd make a man drink. So, Rodney, hello, Mr. Bryce, Ozzy, how you doing? Let's talk. What are we talking about? What are we talking about tonight? I don't have a lot else to go. I've been fighting with insurance all week. So that's sort of where we're at. And I want you guys to realize that DOT blitz is no joke. They're going to be pulling everything over that they can get pulled over. So, Lord, this is going to be the shortest one ever. 10 minutes? You don't think? There's Ozzy. I knew you'd be there.
Just to talk.
Well, Ozzy, that's awesome, buddy. That's really good. Now you're in the money because listen, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. I'm telling you. And if you can get down here to where I had a guy tell me the other day, he had to make $2.90 a mile or he couldn't run. I'm like, you're out of business, dude. There's no sense in even talking to us. But this is the whole thing about being prepared and understanding getting in this business the right way. And, you know, I have this little nudge in the corner of my back where these guys were just berating me when I told them now is not the time to get in this business. And, you know, I'm not telling people that you shouldn't get into business. I'm telling people to get into business right. If you have enough money to, you know, suffer through the 6 months of not only on top of, you know, freight that's not great, but on top of brokers that won't work with you, then by all means, pile in, but get in right. If you don't have enough money, and here's another thing, if you don't know what you're doing, get you a mentor. Lease on to somebody that will help you. Don't go trying to stumble and bumble your way around this because $16,000 a month, guys. That's how it works. So, well, that's $17,000 a month. But the point is, you know, if you're into it right and you prepare yourself and you have proper money management, you know what? It is what it is. So I'm not going to roll over and die over it. I'm just going to keep doing business. All right. So Jeremy's here. I invited him. Okay. Sounds like what happened to Toe Piglet. No, sir. Oh, cheers, guys. I'm having one for you. So
high insurance.
Okay, the high insurance. Okay, I get it. High insurance. No, but that's not the same because we have pretty tight money management controls around here. And even though I have to front this, I get the money back. It's not that big a deal. And you have to understand, if you set your business up right and you have good and proper cash flow and good and proper money management, this kind of stuff's not going to kill you. Did it hurt my feelings? Hell yeah, it hurt my feelings. Pissed me off. But guess what? After I did the numbers and after I ran the numbers, I realized that I'm fronting this money. This money's coming out of my pocket, but on the lease on side of it, I'm collecting it back. So you got to be smart about the way you set up your business, guys. You just cannot, man, you just cannot go out there and get weekend rich. So, okay, what do we got next? Freight still has to be moved with companies dropping live flies. Does the market open up for more hot shots? I don't know that it opens up for more hot shots. I think what Freight Waves is saying at this point, look, if you get into business right and you're not over leveraged, you're okay. You can get in this business. You still got that 6-month gap before these brokers are going to really tie into you.
One more question.
One more? Yeah. What are your thoughts on deleting has issues with DOT? You're going to have issues with DOT in California, okay? Because they will actually check. It's illegal. We don't advise it. You know, you do what you want to do. It's your truck. But if you do that, stay out of California because they will absolutely put a smog tester on that thing. I think in most places they really don't care, but California, yeah, you're gonna get thumped on. Hey guys, we got one more. How many trucks is that insurance bill for? Ozzy says that's 8 of us right now. That's 8 trucks. Ozzy, if you want to know the total on it, the total's $132,507 for 8 of us. So a year. Okay, Jeremy, look at my man over there. Look at him. Hang on a minute. Here we go. There he is in the truck. What's up, brother? All right, guys. Hang on. Well, get that hat off. There you go, brother. Whoop. All right, guys. So Jeremy's here on tonight, finally, after 3 weeks. But you know, we've been trying to get him on for you guys for, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. Jeremy is actually a DD214 driver. He's one of the top producers we got. And I got him on here to answer any of your guys' questions. So Alfred, Rodney, Ozzy, the floor's open to you. Ask your questions. Jeremy, how you doing, brother?
Glad to be stopped for the day.
Are you? So well, cheers to you, brother.
Yeah, I'll throw a Sprite your way since I'm in the
All right, thank you. So how's the run going up there? Where are you at?
I am in Calcasa, I think is how you say it, Michigan. I'm way northern Michigan. It's the most northernest point I've been yet. Yeah, within like the last 25 minutes, it dropped from about 48 to about 35.
Yeah, that's chilly. That's chilly.
Tons of snow all over the ground. It's trying to melt away though.
Yeah, it's not going to do it 30 degrees.
No.
Well, how's your week been going? How you doing? How's the freight? Been busy?
It's good. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've the run I'm on right now is a 1 pick 4 drop. So I've already knocked out 2 of the drops today. Yeah. So I'm about 2 minutes away from my 3rd drop. I'll do that first thing in the morning.
You're gonna be able to get that 4th one off by 11?
I'm gonna try. That's my plan. That is my goal. It's a good paying run. I want it on this week's pay. Yeah.
Ah, man. So, look, I appreciate you. We got, there's Jim Frackleton. This is a new guy that's coming on to DD214. We are in the final processes of getting him leased on, and he lives right down here, Jeremy. He's right down here at the border of South Carolina. He's fancy money. He lives on the lake right there, South Carolina and Georgia. Yeah, he's fancy money. Now we got a place to go boating. So,
I live on the lake.
Well, I forgot. You done it, you damn rich boys. I don't know how you do that. So
I've been on the lake since the lake went completely dry in 2002. So
wow, that's when the real estate was cheap, wasn't it?
Stupid cheap. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. All right. So we got a question here from Alfred. What ELD do you prefer? Well, I'll tell you what we use. Okay. But we use Motive. Used to be Keep Trucking, but I'm going to tell you now, I left them last month and had to go back because the one I got was worse than, I tried Sam Sarah out and it was terrible. Their service is great, but their ELD sucks. The thing you got to watch out with Motive, I'll tell you right now, is they'll bold-faced ass lie to you. They lied to me. It took from the 9th to the 22nd to get 3 ELDs to me, and I asked them to overnight it. And they lied the whole way. So that's what we use. I will preface that with that disclaimer. Ozzy. Let's see. Hang on a minute.
It's probably to the German.
Yeah, that's hang on one second. Okay, so
It's okay.
hey, where do you like to run the best?
Last time they were asking how he's idling his truck.
Okay, hold on a minute. What is it? Ozzy asked, what area do you like to run? I normally tell people just to run where the money's at.
Well, yeah, run where the money's at. I absolutely hate Pennsylvania. I can't stand coming in or out of Pennsylvania, northern, northwest, Maryland, any of the mountainous areas. If I have over 12, 13,000 pounds on the deck, it's horrible with fuel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
pretty
Is it
much,
worse than a
I like,
container?
almost. I came
Is
out
it?
of Maryland. Yeah, I came out of Maryland on Saturday morning. I pulled out of Maryland, and coming through the mountains of Maryland, which also took me through the Appalachian Mountains in West Virginia. I was averaging about 7.5 miles to the gallon, and then as soon as I got onto the flat roads, pushing in through Ohio, that cold front was put. Y'all just got finished with all the rain there in North Carolina from that cold front that pushed through.
Yep.
And
It's still
I
raining.
finished the day on Saturday with like 7 miles to the gallon. So yeah, it was about as worse as a container.
Yeah. We have a question from Rodney. Hey, Rodney. Fifth wheel versus gooseneck hitch. Which one is the best for a 2018 350? All right. So here's, what are you running, Jeremy? You running gooseneck fifth wheel?
I'm running a gooseneck PJ flatbed, but I have pulled several fifth wheel campers, so I know what it's like to pull with both. So
right.
I
Which one do you
prefer
prefer?
I prefer the fifth wheel.
Yeah. Now, see, now here you go. Jeremy and I are in agreement in that I prefer the fifth wheel. It seems a little more stable. It seems it is a whole hell of a lot easier to hook and unhook that thing. So for that, I used to go. Here's the story. I used to go and hook up by myself, and I want to tell you, it took a minute to get that ball directly, or get that hitch directly over that ball when you're by yourself. I can do it in 5 minutes with a fifth wheel. I'm running a fifth wheel now. So that's 2 votes for fifth wheel, if that answers your question.
Now you do lose some of your articulation.
You do.
On your fifth wheel. Like with a gooseneck, when you get into some of these construction sites and you have to get off the pavement, the gooseneck is better for that.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta look at the comparison. 90% of your time is on asphalt. So
right.
once I upgrade trucks, I'm switching over to fifth wheel.
Okay. Okay. So we got another one from Rodney, and Rodney adds, Jeremy, how many days? How many a week are you running weekly? How many days a week are you running? I think that's Rodney. Is that what you're asking, brother? How many days a week is he running? How many?
If it's how many days a week, I'm running 6. Most of the time I run 6 days a week.
Right.
Usually I end up picking something up on Friday, which is a long run. It could be 800-900 miles worth of run. So all day Friday is a drive day. I just go as far as I can. And then on Saturday, I get up, whatever time I get up, and finish the drive to the destination. And then I stop and do my 34.
Got you. Perfect. The next one is, what is the best insurance company for Hotshot? Well, if you're brand new, Bernie, if you're brand new, brother, you're pretty much stuck with Progressive. A lot of these other people won't touch you. Now, I do look at that baby. There's a baby.
Oh, do you see
how
him?
many miles are you running? Miles. Hold on a second. We'll come back to you, Rodney. Give me a second. I got you, Rodney. So I do. If you go to DD214 Transport and click on partners, if you click on partners and hit insurance, I will happy to send you to my broker. He'll broker if he can. Now, if you're new, you're going to be stuck with Progressive for the
He's
first
new.
year, probably.
He said
So,
he's new.
yeah. So, unfortunately, they're about the only ones that'll touch a brand new MC. So, but do that. There are a lot of insurance companies out there. So do fill that stuff out. It'll go right to my broker and he'll call you. He's a great guy. Okay. So Jeremy, we want to back up. How many miles are you running a week is what he's asking. How many miles?
Anywhere in between 2,000 and 3,000 miles. 2,000 and
2,
3,000
3,
miles.
that's about right. Yep.
Yeah.
That's about right. So do you go to Canada? Hell no, we don't go to Canada. You have to have a whole nother MC for that, Ozzy. I don't do Canada. If you want to go to Canada, you got to start up there just like you started here, and you have to get your Canadian authority, basically.
That's not right.
Jim, hey, are there any fuel cards that you would suggest for fuel discounts? I was looking into Convoy card, which is okay. Now, listen. All right. One, when you lease on with us, you will get an emergency fuel card, period. You'll get a MasterCard. Comes in handy, doesn't it, Jeremy?
Yeah.
So you will get that. But what I try to get people to do is look, you can go to number one, you want to stay away from just a fuel card. Okay. Because that keeps you in the truck stops. You want to get you like a Spark 2% cash back. A Wells Fargo has a 2% cash back. Okay, on everything. So get you something that's going to give you cash back on that fuel because that's a huge expense.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about. I don't have a picture here. I want to stop right here real quick. And so with DD214, the way we do things is that each week in the settlement sheet, we deduct $150 out. So we deduct $150 out and put it in an escrow maintenance fund for the drivers. Each driver has, and that's your money. But we keep it there because a lot of people will not save. So we just sort of forcibly make you save $150 a week. Well, Mr. Jeremy, he just destroyed a freaking hub last week. It was $1,167 or something like that, wasn't it? 1167.
12, yeah, like 11.
Yeah,
$1,167. I ended up with a new hub, new bearings, new studs. I destroyed one tire. I haven't checked my wheels. My wheels look like they might still be usable, but they were brand new tires. I destroyed one tire. It's got a huge knot in the side of it. The other tire is good, but yeah, it ended up costing me right at $1,200 to have it.
All right. So how it worked? Now, how'd it work? How'd the escrow account work?
So I figured out what my bill was, got in touch with you, told you what I needed you to activate the card for. And I just used that card, which pulled out of my escrow to pay for the.
Yeah. And that's done. Right. And nothing, you didn't have to come out of pocket with, even though you did over time. That it's a pretty good program, what we got set up. So
now back to the discount, the fuel cards.
Yes.
Mud flap on top of your cashback credit card.
Absolutely.
That's what I use.
Right.
My Chase credit card gives me 2% cash back
on everything, right?
Well, no, that's just on fuel purchases. It gives me 2% cash back.
Okay.
So on top of that, with Mud Flap, I'll go into it's more of your very small chain mom and pop truck stops that have it. And if their diesel, let's say, is $4 a gallon, I might get it for $3.60 a gallon.
Right.
So, and then on top of that, I get 2% cash back.
Right. Exactly. You know, I've been preaching that. What's that free app I use? Oh, you don't.
Gas Buddy.
Gas Buddy. That's the other one. I use it. It's free. You know, I don't get any money. You get money back on Mudflat?
No, it just gives you the straight discount for the fuel.
I got you. Okay, cool. So,
Yeah.
I got you. So, absolutely. Anything you can do to save a penny. If you'll save that penny, I sound like an old freaking miser over here, but if you'll save the penny, the dollar will take care of itself. So, Alan, yes, you're always late, man. What's up? Would you guys consider? We are going to do that. I just see if you'd have been here on time, you would have known that I am working on a total class from the time from concept to what you're thinking about getting in to you leaving the road and everything in between. It's going to probably be maybe. So what's it? What's that?
My iPad went off.
Thank you, not very much. So, but that's what I'm working on, and people, I'm gonna enlist people like Jeremy to help out, and just things that where we can say, okay, what's your thought process? How do you want to go? And then just take you up the chain so that you understand how this is going to work. And people don't get in this thinking that, you know, they can go into it over leveraged or you can go into it underfunded. You try either one of those things, you're going to fail, guys. This is a business. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It is one of those things that I have preached for 3 years that you got to do this the right way. And if you do it the right way, you can make money. Jeremy, you making any money?
No, I'm making money.
I'm making money. See? So,
but you got to have the operating costs though in the bank.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You have to have the operating. Yeah, you have to have the operating cash in the bank before you start. You can't think you're going to start with $500 in the bank. That $500 will be gone in, depending on how hard you're running, depending on where you're running, that $500 will be gone in fuel in 2 days.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Remember when it was almost $6 a gallon? This stuff wouldn't even $500 wouldn't fill up my tank.
So, it was not long after I started in Pennsylvania. There was a couple areas it was like $6.20 for fuel. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I think you got a camera hound there is what you got.
Yeah, he's wanting attention. The truck stopped, and so he's wanting attention.
Okay, guys, we got Jeremy here tonight. What do you got? I'll answer anything, and if I can't, please, I'm trying to open my own company. Okay. Yes, sir, Bernie. And listen, Bernie, do please go to DD214 and there's a link of people we work with. I don't recommend anybody I don't work with. And some people I don't recommend even though I do work with them. So please go over there. Okay. Please, I need advice for Hotshot. Also, the car, please, anyone can help me. The car. Yeah, if you're talking about insurance, Bernie, do what I ask. Go to DD214 Transport, click on partners, click on the insurance link, and fill that out, and my broker will call you to see if he can help you. Okay, next question. What we got? So you're how far are you away from your fourth stop?
My fourth stop?
Yeah.
My fourth stop, I'm still like 150 miles away. My third stop, I'm only 2 minutes away from. I'll drop that in the morning, and then I'll.
What time are they open?
Google says 8. They didn't answer their phone when I called them earlier.
Okay.
So I'm going to be there at about 7:15. Dude, stop.
Yeah. Oh, that's too early. You're going to waste 45 minutes of your clock. Be there at a quarter to 8.
Yeah, well.
I know what you're doing. That's all right.
I don't know. You know how many. I'm going to be there as soon as they get there.
Okay. So, Jeremy, you have a question, brother. How long do you typically stay out, and how long? Up, you lost him.
I had a phone call come in. Am I still there?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm there. I got you.
Okay,
How long do you typically stay out, and how long are you home for between runs?
I usually go out for anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks at a time. Unless I have something that urgently needs my attention at home, I'm out for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. When I go home, the last time I went home, I stayed home a week. I needed to rest, recoup. I just needed a break. I stayed at home for a week. Normally I come home though for maybe an extended weekend, like home on Thursday, like Thursday evening, and then I'm at home Friday, Saturday. Sometimes I leave on Sunday evening. Sometimes I leave back out Monday morning. It just depends on what's scheduled for me.
Now, I will tell you this. I'm very pro family, and I tell people 2 weeks is enough for me. Then I come home for a week, and then I'm back out for 2 weeks. That's what I make that suggestion. I'll tell you now, if you're thinking you're going to be home every day, it's not going to happen. If you think you're going to be, honestly, if you think that you can go out a week and come back, it's not going to happen. I'm just telling you, because you have to realize when you leave the house, it's like this. You can go anywhere. You can go behind you. You can go anywhere. But when you have to come home, it's like this. We got to find you a way to get back close to where you need to be. And if you try to do that on a weekly basis, you're likely to fail, and you're never going to be in the money. I'll just tell you now. So
now that hurt me when I first started.
What's that?
Trying to come, because when I first started, my son was still in his senior year of football. And so trying to come home every single Friday so I could catch his game, it actually hurt me, because trying to find runs in and out of North Carolina, that's rough on a dispatcher to do, unless you have a whole bunch of personal contracts that you're linked up with. That's hard to do.
Yeah, it is hard to do. And I tell these guys this, and I've told them this from the beginning. One of the questions that I have when I interview people is, how long are you looking to stay out for? And as soon as I hear this, well, I want to run within a 150-mile area or something, man, I just don't have time for it, because it's just a long, slow fail. I mean, we at DD214 and Iggy 6, we have what's the word I'm looking for? We have a formula that works. I mean, it works. We tried all the weird stuff. It just, we've had guys who wanted to try it, and we tried it. And the only thing that really happened is nobody was happy. So there you go. All right, Alan, I hope that answered that for you, buddy. Miller Time Prime.
But he was not here.
Okay. How many miles? This guy answered this. He said, Jeremy, you can answer it again, buddy. It's just, how many miles a week do you run?
Anywhere between 2,000 and 3,000. It
there you go.
Depends on the runs.
Yeah. Okay. And Alan, if we do a midweek start and stop, okay, let me just tell you, if you do a midweek start and stop, you better hope you can get a long run for the weekend, because things you have to consider is that most places, not all, but most places, do not pick up or deliver. I'm sorry, do not ship or receive on the weekends. Okay. So that's going to be, you're losing 2 days there in most cases. Difficult to be thinking about that. These are all for you, Sexy. I'm going to let you have this. I'm going to remove me, and I'll read. Oh, where'd you go? Can you hear me?
My service, or is it you?
It's you. I see you. I don't see you. Okay. I hear you. Okay. So anyway, Alan, Alfred asked, what or who do you use for dispatch service?
Oh, the dispatch service with DD214.
All right. It's Iggy 6 is who DD214 uses. So the question is, listen, I don't promote Iggy 6 very much. Don't get me wrong. I love Iggy 6. I started it. It's my baby, or I bought it really. But long story short, I don't normally promote it a lot simply because we're busy and we can only take so many people. So we only have so much capacity. So it doesn't have to be promoted. But DD214 uses E6. That's who they use. Leasing on the DD214 is the only insurance we need. Bobtail Insurance. Yeah, the only insurances you're going to have with us, Rodney, is you got to have whatever your state requires you to have when you're driving the truck by yourself. You won't be under dispatch, or you won't be under anything else. What happens is, if once you get to the point that you're going to lease on with us, what happens is that hey Jeremy, get your thing fixed. So Jeremy's having a little problem, but you send me your truck VIN and your trailer VIN, and then I get a quote from my broker to get the actual coverage for the company. And then, that's pretty much it. So sorry, I was late to the party. Miller time. You was drinking a Miller. That's what you were doing. What other question we have? Jeremy will be back in a minute. He's having some kind of issues. Do we have any other questions? It's quiet. I love it. All right, guys, listen. Get your questions up for this week coming. We're going to be at the truck show. I want you guys to, if you see me go live, I'm probably looking at a cool truck or something. So, as far as the Hotshot business goes, if you need me, I'm here. Reach out. So other than that, we are done. We're calling it quick. Jeremy didn't make it, but we appreciate you, Jeremy, for coming in. Be safe, brother. I want you to Texas liability insurance. Now, Rodney, if you have a truck note, if you have a truck note on that truck, you're going to need whatever your bank requires, which will be comp, collision, the whole 9 yards. Okay. So, because we do not cover you when you're unhooked from that trailer and you're out drinking at the bar. Okay. We don't make that coverage. So, Jeremy said he was having a tough time with his service up there in Moose Country. So, must join the chat. Oh, okay. Just join the chat. I'm a recent drive school grad. Well, congratulations, brother. We appreciate you doing that. Looking for a great company to cut my teeth on. Well, I don't need you biting me, Michael. Are you currently accepting new drivers? And what state are you based out of? DD214 is based out of North Carolina. If you have your truck, trailer, and CDL, we could discuss leasing on. So, that's that. If you want to do that, go to DD214, click on it's DD214 transport, click on the lease on option and fill out all your information, and I'll call you. Are you guys freight or cars as well? Buddy, Chris, thank you for joining in, Chris. Listen, I only do freight. I've never divvied into cars. As I see them, cars pay $1 a mile per car. And I just never found it. I may throw a car on something if I need a extra piece of freight to join, but other than that, no. So so that's that. So All right, guys, listen, we're going to cut it. We're 42 minutes, 45 minutes into this thing. So we're going to cut it short here. Get your questions. Like I said, I will be
back in 2 weeks.
Well, no, we're going to do it there.
We weren't gonna be able to answer questions.
Watch me.
Okay.
I'll have my megaphone out. You just hang on and watch. We're going to be, not only are we going live at the show, we're going to be filming at the show. So anyway, Jeremy's just a squawking down there. All right. Love you, mean it. God bless all of you. If you're on the road, please be safe. If not, love your family because they all you got, guys. They all you got. All right. So we're going. We'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications, and we will see you next time. Thanks, me. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right. We're out.